The BILT Mastercard is famous for being the only credit card that helps you earn points when paying rent. With a $0 annual fee, you can earn credit card points that can help you earn free or reduced travel by simply paying for your housing costs. This card has even earned awards, like from the Points Guy, for the best no annual fee credit card of 2023. As somebody who pays rent and as somebody who loves signing up for new credit cards, you would think that I would be the right candidate to sign up for the BILT Mastercard. Well, turns out I am not the right customer for them, and it all comes down to 3 reasons why I don't have the BILT Mastercard, and if you want to get even more specific, it comes down to one simple spending category, and that would be rent. Let me explain what I'm talking about. First, we will go over the card details of the BILT Mastercard, and don't worry, this will be pretty quick because if you clicked on this video, you probably already have a decent understanding of the BILT card, and then I'll tell you my 3 reasons why I do not have this credit card. So now I have to open up my BILT Mastercard referral link, and yes, I do have a referral link. I do think that a lot of you might benefit from not signing up for this card, but I still want to leave the option open for those of you who would benefit. The perfect place to start off with this card is the $0 annual fee, and that is so nice because you will never be penalized for holding this card year after year. For almost all travel credit cards that you can earn points with, so that you can use for hotels and flights, you will have to pay an annual fee year after year to continue using its benefits. So it's really nice that the BILT card does have a $0 annual fee and you can earn travel points. You earn 1 point per dollar on rent without the transaction fee, and there's actually a section on this website that tells you how much you could be saving. The example that BILT gives you, if your rent is $2,000 and your transaction fee at your apartment complex is 3%, well, you won't get charged the extra $60 for using a credit card, so you save $60 right there. Pretty cool, but I am going to make the argument later on in the video that you might actually want to pay that transaction fee. It sounds crazy, but I will explain that later. Then we get 2 points per dollar on travel and then 3 points per dollar on dining. It's very important that you do use this card 5 times in each statement period so that you can actually earn points. And this card also has a special perk on the first of every month. You will actually get double points when you spend money with this card. So that means 6 times points on dining, 4 times points on travel, and 2 times points on everything else except rent. Now it's time to share my 3 reasons why I'm not getting the BILT Mastercard, and I'm not saying 100% of you should stay away, but if you're trying to maximize your credit card points, at least hear me out. My 3 reasons are ranked from worst to best, so if you don't think number 1 is that strong, well, just hear me out on number 2 and on number 3. Reason number 1 is Chase 524. I am personally choosing to focus on Chase credit cards right now, and more specifically, I'm trying to stay eligible for Chase credit cards. If you're unfamiliar with the Chase 524 rule, I'll explain it really quickly. If you have been approved for 5 or more personal cards in the last 24 months from all issuers, you will not be able to get Chase credit cards, whether it's a personal card or a business credit card. This rule is not really going to impact 99% of all people trying to get credit cards, but you are a part of the 1% just by simply clicking on this video to learn more about credit card points. And so you may be the type of person that is going to apply for a lot of credit cards at a fast rate in order to rack up those sign-up bonuses and those credit card points. Because Chase is strict on this rule, I want to prioritize signing up for Chase cards first, and I feel like I've done that pretty successfully. I now have 7 Chase cards under my name, and so I'm really trying to stay eligible for Chase cards because there's still some out there that I want to apply for. Okay, well, BILT isn't a Chase credit card, so why are we talking about Chase this whole time? Well, if I sign up for BILT, it is a personal credit card and it will count against the Chase 524 rule. So that means if I sign up for the BILT card, there's going to be 1 less Chase card that I'm going to be eligible for. If I could sign up for the BILT card without it affecting my credit report at all, a $0 annual fee travel card that can get me no transaction fee on rent, that sounds like a pretty good card, but I just can't do it because of Chase 524 and the 2 reasons I'm going to state now. Point number 2 is weak points earning. The BILT Mastercard does not earn a lot of points on your spending, at least compared to other credit cards. Earning 1x points on rent without the transaction fees sounds fantastic when you first hear it, but once you get into the math, it's honestly not very good. So let's say if you want to pay all of your rent with the BILT Mastercard and you want to pay all of your rent with the Capital One Venture X, things get pretty interesting once you start looking at the numbers. Let's take BILT's example directly from their website. You pay $2,000 of rent and they charge a 3% transaction fee to use credit cards, so that means that you're going to pay $60 a month in transaction fees. In my apartment complex, it's actually 2.5%, but we can stick with 3% because it actually makes BILT's numbers a little bit better. So if you pay $2,000 of rent in 1 month with the BILT Mastercard, you're going to earn 2,000 points because you earn 1x points on rent. So you get 2,000 points. But with the Capital One Venture X, you will spend $2,000 on rent in 1 month. This card earns 2x points in every single category as the standard base rate. So you're actually going to be earning 4,120 points. You will be paying $60 extra, but you will be receiving double the points, or actually more than double the points as you would with the BILT Mastercard. Now you have to assume, and it's not a stretch, that you're going to use these points for transfer partners. If you're really into the credit card game, you will know that transferring out your points to travel partners is the best way to use your points. They have different partners, but in general, you should be getting at least 2 cents per point when doing so. So we'll use the 2 cents per point calculation to do this math. With the BILT card, you will be earning 2,000 points per month on rent, and so with the 2 cents per point calculation, that will be equal to $40. With the Capital One Venture X, you will be earning 4,120 points per month when you use this card to pay rent, and those points will be worth, at 2 cents per point, $82.40. But of course, you have to factor in the transaction fee of $60, and so it's actually going to look a lot worse than the BILT card. It's going to be $22.40. So you might be thinking that the BILT card is the way to go because it just earns more value, but it gets interesting when you look at 3 cents per point instead of 2 cents per point. I know that not everybody is going to be able to get 3 cents per point from using transfer partners, but if you're the type of person that might be able to, you want to look at this. With the BILT card, you will be earning the same 2,000 points for 1 month's worth of rent, and that will now equal $60 because of the 3 cents per point calculation. With the Capital One Venture X, you will be earning the same amount of points for 1 month's worth of rent, 4,120 points, but that will now equal $123.60 based off of this 3 cents per point calculation. Now you have to subtract the $60 of transaction fees that you would have to pay, but that will now equal $63.60. That is more than the $60 of value you're going to be getting by using the BILT Mastercard to pay for rent. Now you might be thinking you earn $3 more because you used one card over the other, but you actually ended up spending $60 more because of rent. And like, I know that this is not the strongest point, and that's why it's only number 2 of 3. We'll get to number 3 in a moment, but I just wanted to put it out there that it is possible to earn more value by paying with a credit card that actually charges a transaction fee than one that doesn't charge a transaction fee. And now on to point number 3 that is going to blow points 1 and 2 out of the water, so stick around for this. Point number 3 is welcome offers. With my situation, I always use a new credit card to pay for rent. I'm cycling through cards every 2 to 3 months on which card is going to pay my apartment complex. I'm not always using my Capital One Venture X to get 2 times points on every other purchase to pay for rent. Sometimes I'm using cards that are just going to earn 1 times points with rent. And that's because the card that I'm using for rent is going to earn me way more value than the BILT Mastercard. To keep things fair in this example, I will not be using the Venture X for this purpose. I'm going to be using a card that is just going to earn 1 times points on rent, and that would be the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And I will also be factoring in this $95 annual fee into this equation. Let's take the same example from the BILT website, the $2,000 monthly rent with the $60 transaction fee every month. Let's say you pay rent for 2 months with the BILT card and also the Chase Sapphire Preferred. After 2 months, you will have 4,000 points in your BILT account after spending $4,000 on rent, and with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you will have 4,120 points for spending $4,120. Let's again take 2 cents per point as our standard because we're going to use our points to transfer out to travel partners. So with the BILT card, you will have those 4,000 points at 2 cents per point. That will equal $80 worth of value. Pretty nice just for paying rent, but it's not what we want. With the Chase Sapphire Preferred, our 4,120 points is going to equal $82.40 worth of value. But you have to factor in the transaction fees, which are going to be $60 each month, so $120 total. So that actually puts us into the negative. And with the $95 annual fee, that's going to put us even more into the negative, over $100 lost from using this card on rent. Sounds pretty awful at first, but you have to factor in the Chase Sapphire Preferred welcome bonus. Right now, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is offering 60,000 bonus points when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. The BILT card does not have a welcome bonus, so that will just be earning 0 points. If you value these 60,000 Chase points at 2 cents per point, you will be earning $1,200 worth of value. And if you subtract the money that you lost because you used this card for rent, the $132.60, you will get a value of $1,067.40, and you can compare that to the BILT card where you earned $80 worth of value. $80 versus over $1,000? That is there's no comparison. But if you did just want to cash out all of your points from your Chase account, just go directly into your bank account, you will be earning 1 cent per point for that. So let's just do the math there. These 64,120 Chase points that you're going to be earning just by doing 2 transactions on this card by paying rent in 2 separate months, you will have at a 1 cent per point valuation, $641.20 minus the $120 transaction fee minus the $95 annual fee. That would come out to $426.80 versus the $80 that you would get with BILT if you were able to get 2 cents per point with BILT. This is the constant argument that runs in my head every single time I look at my credit card statement and I see that I paid an extra $60 for rent. Now, if you're not in the situation where you're trying to earn as many credit card points as you possibly can, or you just simply don't want to sign up for a ton of credit cards, or maybe even your spend is just so completely ridiculous that you're gonna hit the minimum spend on all of these cards that you want faster than you can sign up for them, well then the BILT Mastercard may actually be for you. But if you don't fall into either of those 3 categories I just quickly mentioned, then you might wanna stay away from the BILT card. If you disagree with the points that I made in this video, feel free to sign up for the BILT card using my referral link. It'll help out the channel. And if you agree with me, maybe sign up for a different card in my referral list, and that'll help out the channel even more. I don't want to come across as a hater in this video. I just simply wanted to share my opinion on the BILT Mastercard, and I care about you, and so I want you to succeed with your finances, and so I thought if I shared this, it might help you out. If you're staying on YouTube, I'd recommend clicking on this video where I applied for the Capital One Venture X that I mentioned in this video. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.